All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the official Hammer Time podcast. I am your host, as always, Cade, and alongside is Jake for today. We have no Dylan, unfortunately. Again, we can light a candle for the guy, but we'll make sure that we're all active in the cord this weekend. We're back, and we're previewing another week of college football, of course. It is week 8. Which is sad because technically we only have like 4 to 6 weeks of regular
6 weeks
season
left.
I'm sad already. I didn't realize it was moving this fast. But yeah, I digress. It's still football, and we still have work to do. You know, having a good year, and I roughly just passed the halfway point. So, say we're doing pretty good. I think. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but yeah, green. We'll just leave it at that. And you, for those of you in the Discord, or if you've listened to past episodes, you know that. Without further ado, before we get into today, obviously want to make sure that you guys are following, liking, and subscribing us on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. I think we're also on like Amazon podcast now, for those of you who are on there, and some other platforms. I don't know. I was able to figure something out, and it like just threw us everywhere. So I was like, all right, bet.
Shout out Amazon.
Shout out Amazon. Yeah. Prime Day. Got me a lot of. Never mind. We'll stop.
And we've lost him.
But yeah, other than that, we'll get into today. We have a multitude of games. Like there's a lot. I think the most ranked games so far in the season this year, if I'm not mistaken, like ranked versus ranked specifically.
Sure.
Yeah, have some line movements. We have some rankings to go over. We have some games to break down. And yeah, first one. I don't know if you want me to start or if you want to start.
You're starting.
But we're at Friday ACC game. So we have Louisville going into Miami, into Hard Rock, into Rock Hard. Pause.
Yes.
7 p.m. kickoff. Miami's currently favored minus 13.5. Total is sitting at 50.5. I think this is like a lower total with a decently high spread. So I think a lot of people are expecting Miami just to kind of run the table and just win by 20. Looks like. Honestly, I don't really think that's the case for my thinking. This one has got me shook up a little bit because I want to take Miami. I don't even want to take it. Actually, I backtrack. I don't want to take anybody in this game, first of all. I hate this game. I hate the number. I hate everything about it. But there's something about these Friday night games, especially in the ACC, where the dogs are just absolutely active. If you guys remember last year, Virginia Tech, Miami gets beat.
Virginia this year?
Like bad, pretty much. Virginia this year as well. Needless to say, I can't believe you're not taking Miami. Yeah, you're dang right. My lean is to Louisville immediately. I'm not betting it though because I would love to have the hook, but I think there's something about it. I think Louisville puts up more points than people are expecting. I think they put up 20 on them, to be honest with you. I think that they definitely give them a dogfight for one. Not really a whole lot to really just break down other than the fact that this is just like I don't want to say a letdown spot, but I mean, it just feels like they're due for some regression to the mean, honestly. And it's funny to say that this is a team that does it, but I just think that that's the play here. In the rankings, obviously, they don't really say otherwise, but it's not as lopsided as people think, honestly. Like defense-wise, Louisville's been really, really, really good against the pass specifically, but they're also really good against the run. Miami on offense in that kind of case hasn't necessarily been the greatest. It's just their defense has put them in really, really good spots to do so. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add other than that's just a lean. I don't really have any play whatsoever. That's just my thoughts on it, but
I think, yeah, I feel like people aren't really paying attention to this Louisville team. especially with the loss to Virginia 2 weeks ago. You have to remember both these teams are coming off byes this week. Neither team played. Louisville went to the bye week, losing to Virginia. Miami, of course, won, beat Florida State, had another bye. This is Miami's last bye of the season. They now play 7 straight games.
Tough
Just
ahead, by the way.
Interesting note. But yeah, like you said, Louisville's defense being very good, flying very far under the radar. Number 1 in EPA per pass, number 37 in EPA per rush. They're 11th in success rate in pass and 12th in success rate in rush on defense. They have a very good defense, and it's not like they haven't played anybody. They played Virginia. They played JMU. Like, they've played good teams, and people will look at that Virginia score, and you have to realize I'm pretty sure Virginia had like a 28% post-game win expectancy. Louisville literally just turned the ball over twice and lost the game. That's the reason why they lost. I think Louisville is way better than what this point spread is saying.
It's ridiculous.
I'm with you. I'm not going to take them unless I get a 14, which I don't know if we're going to get that back.
I was going to say, at this rate, I mean, it's 13.5 is even money, so it might get juiced back up to the 14 eventually, but I just can't see it right now. But like I said, this is going to release maybe later on tonight, on Wednesday evening, Thursday morning, so lines are very subject to change, as you guys know. These things move like instantly almost. It feels like after we record. So we've had a lot of people kind of saying, oh, well, you recorded this and it's showing this. It was like, well, it was 2 days ago. So that would explain it. But yeah, if it ever hits the 14, just by the hook. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. And Louisville's defense has to limit Tony and Daniels. Like, that's the way that you kind of defeat this Miami offense.
Feels like it, at least, yeah.
Like, Miami's going to be able to run the ball. We already know that. They have one of the best offensive lines. It doesn't matter who it is. They're going to be able to run the ball. But if you can limit Beck hitting explosives down the field and you can limit their intermediate passing game, like, you have a chance. You can make them one-dimensional. So I think Louisville has a shot, personally. I think this point spread is too high. I may... If it doesn't get to 14, I'll probably live play Louisville if Miami scores first and just try and get a 14. Because I do think...
that scenario of them getting a kickoff and retrieving it first and then just immediate scoring drive on the first, that's gonna be the best ideal scenario, hopefully.
Louisville just can't turn the ball over. If they are just a normal offense that doesn't turn the ball over, they'll be fine in this game, I think. True.
I agree. I'm too scared to play them on the money line up front. But yeah, I just think, I don't know. I don't know what injury status looks like either. I don't think that's out quite yet, but something to look into.
No, that comes out tonight.
Okay, that's what I thought.
As of recording this, I think it's like 7 or 8 tonight. So
yeah. I guess we'll
next
move on. Like I said, nothing on that game, but just the leans. I'll let you do this one. Sorry, I'm not going to. I'm just in flow state right now.
Number 12, Georgia Tech is going into a hostile environment of Duke. They're kicking off Saturday, 12 Eastern, 11 Central. Early kick. Duke currently right now favored -1.5. Total sitting at around 61. I think it's actually 61.5, but there are some 60.5s out there. This game is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun game.
That's a high total.
It's a very high total, but when you look at the statistics, some of these defenses, holy crap.
A Manny Diaz team getting a 60.
That can't play defense.
That's crazy.
So there's some interesting things about... I actually have to double check the statistic now that I'm thinking about this. Anyways, Georgia Tech's offense is pretty much top 20 in every category.
We've expected. Yeah.
Yes. They've been very good in third down, or they've been mid and third downs, very good on early downs, good in pass success rate, rush success rate, good in EPA per pass, good in run EPA per pass. The thing that gives me the most concern for Duke and when they're on defense, they are 123rd in third down success rate. yet 27th in early down success rate. Basically, they are limiting teams first and second down. They're getting into 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, and then they're letting them convert almost every time. So looking at a offense of Georgia Tech that has Haynes King, Jamal Haynes, and the plethora of receiver options that they have, I worry about Duke's defense. They have to get off the field. They have to get pressure on Haynes King. When you switch the other side, it's pretty much the same story. Like, Duke's offense has been elite this year. They are top 15 in every passing category. They're 21st in early downs. They're 47th in third down. Georgia Tech, bad, especially against the rush, which kind of limits itself because Duke doesn't run the ball super well. Like, if they want to win this game, they're going to have to run the ball on early downs because Mensah's not going to be able to do it all by himself. So I think if Georgia Tech can Mensah's going to get his, but if you can get a turnover or two, which he's been prone to do, I think there's a very good chance that Georgia Tech comes out on top here on the road. We've already seen that Duke's home field advantage is nothing. So add a point and a half to that. I already played Georgia Tech plus 1.5. I think Georgia Tech's going to win this game. I honestly also like the over. I think this game's like mid to high 30s, but I think Georgia Tech wins. I think the market's way too low on Georgia Tech. I'm taking Georgia Tech.
I will agree with you there. If I can find it, I believe this is one of the games that does fit our system.
The reverse line movement?
I believe so. Not the reverse line movement one. No, this is actually where you're technically fading steam. So from what I've seen, there's obviously not really a ton of people. I think it's very, very 50-50 in terms of like handling money or handling bets. It does not fit our system. Just kidding. I lied. I thought this had moved up enough to get that.
How dare you?
Either way, this to me, yeah, Duke is one of the better offenses this season. It's kind of crazy to say that, but they are a top 20 unit, definitely. And nonetheless, I mean, what are they? 10th, top 10 in the country. I know that for a fact of like yards per game.
Yeah.
So power rating wise, I don't really have them winning by a ton. I think it's really close. But I think that they need some same energy of like all the explosive plays, because you watch the Virginia Tech game and that defense, they didn't have an answer. And we know that Brent Key, Haynes King, all these guys, they're not really a stranger to being an underdog. And they've relished. I was going to say they have been crazy good on that kind of side of the ball, or that side of the table in terms of numbers and spread and stuff like that. Especially just Brent Key in general. He's always got these guys prepared. I wouldn't be surprised if I see them playing with an added sense of energy this weekend, just for that matter of fact. I like them to win, but I think I need to do a little bit more. I'm confident because we need them to do good. And this is probably a good hedge opportunity if you do have that ticket. But even if you did hedge, I mean, they still probably have a shot to still make the conference title and then playoff. And yeah, there's a lot of possibilities either way if they drop this game. I don't want to say it's a must win, but much needed. It would help. Yeah, I don't really know, but yeah, I lean Tech outright. High total though, but I'm gonna stay away from that as well. Moving into Nashville for our second 12 o'clock kickoff.
The home city.
It is an SEC showdown. Top 20. We have LSU taking on the Commodores. And it's sketchy. This is sketchy. This is really sketchy. We have Diego versus Heisman contender, future first round draft pick, prospect, highly touted. Yeah, no. Vandy's got themselves at -2.5.
Didn't even say Garrett Nussmeier. That's crazy.
No, I'm not saying Garrett. You want to do something on offense before I talk about you and your team, please. I beg.
Fair enough.
Vandy's found themselves favored in this game of -2.5. Total 48.5. So we have some semi-good defensive play on LSU's part, and then Vandy, who has only seen Alabama. And I fear that we might have a problem on our hands, gentlemen, because LSU's a dog. And I'm telling you, if this gets to 3, it's going to be probably 2 unit play for me. I have LSU projected that this one completely flipped. I have them nearly -3. I get why that they're dogs in this. Vandy's offense is pretty much top 10 in every single category that there is right now. Borderline top 5 in a lot of these. EPA per pass, EPA per rush, early downs, third down success, total offense, you name it. You like literally you name it. It's like every single one of them. LSU's defense, who is arguably, I don't know, it's pretty neck and neck. I don't know how the rankings are between them and Alabama this year, specifically between like EPA numbers. It's got to be close though, probably. LSU's finding themselves consistently top 30 in every category, and then in success rate, I mean, they're top 20 in also the pass and the rush, both sides. And talk about their offense a little bit. Yes, it's been underwhelming, but they move the ball. They have a lot of they have decent quality drives where they're moving the ball. They're taking up a lot of the good chunks of clock. And yes, going back to the recap that we did, I think that it was like a lateral move of improvement is what we talked about this last week versus South Carolina. But we're not quite there yet. But here's the thing. Vandy's defense is not impressing me in the slightest because, again, they've only seen Alabama, and Alabama pretty much ran a train on them in that offense. They had their chances in that game, but I digress. I like LSU with the points. I would prefer to have a 3, even though I project them outright. I don't necessarily think it might be. It's a preference thing. It's a confidence meter for you. If you like it enough, take the 2. Take it while it's out right now. But as it stands, I think as the time of recording, LSU is -105 at +2.5. And then Vandy, I have them at -105 as well for -2.5. But a lot of the books are being juiced. So there's a lot of -115s. There's a lot of -118s. This is the first time that LSU has, in 70 years, that Vanderbilt is favored over LSU. You can say that there's a reason for that, but quite frankly, I don't really think that LSU has a problem defending Pavia, in my opinion. They get a Vandy secondary that's outside the top 100 in pass defensive success rate, and it's just not impressing me. I expect them to air the ball out in this game. To me, this is Nussmeier's get back. I fade Diego all the time, and I lose all the time. I lose all the time. This isn't one of those cases, though. I think they get this one done, and I like LSU to win this.
My biggest concern in this game for Vandy is third downs when they're on defense. They are 111th in third down success. LSU is 45th. So if you're telling me that LSU is going to be able to sustain drives and is going to be able to move the sticks and go 12, 13 plays and chew clock like Vandy does, I'm very worried about Vandy trying to pull this one off. And then on the flip side, yes, Vandy's numbers offensively are impressive. We've never seen Vandy ever be up here through any number of games. So this is impressive. I will push back. They haven't played anybody other than Alabama. They haven't faced any defense worth anything. Yeah, you can point out South Carolina. Sure. Like, South Carolina's defense is very good. It's not. It's bad. South Carolina as a whole isn't good. So, like, Utah State, Georgia State, like, cool, you put up 50. I just Blake Baker is top 3 defensive coordinators in the SEC at worst, probably. So I'm with you. I already took the 2.5. I don't care about the hook. I think LSU wins outright.
Well, good. I'm happy that we're on the same page because I was honestly really scared because if I'm fading Diego, that means that this guy's always on Diego. So it pisses me off even more.
Nope, one time I'm not.
This case, yeah, I'm going to say this case is one of those cases where I guess we're just not doing it. But yeah, that might be on the board play depending on what Dylan's thoughts are. Of course, we will get those to you guys before kickoff, of course, maybe Friday evening, but we won't know. So we'll be sure to update you, of course, either way.
Let's go between the hedges. Number 5, Ole Miss travels to Athens to take on number 9, Georgia. 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 ABC kick. This is game day. This is Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit with Holly Rowe on the sidelines.
Give me Molly. Sorry.
Okay, all right.
Never mind.
You know what?
All right.
We're not.
All right.
I will not allow disrespect to Holly Rowe. I won't stand for it. I won't stand for it.
Never mind. Never mind.
Georgia is 7.5 point favorites. Total sitting at 54.5. All right, let's get into it. Ole Miss's offense, 23rd EPA per pass. They are 16th in pass success rate. They are 41st in early down success rate. They are 17th in third down success rate. Why did you only mention passing? Well, Georgia's 84th in EPA per pass. They are 86th in pass success rate. They are 49th in early downs and 79th in third down success rate. This is not vintage Georgia defense. They cannot rush the passer. They do not have these elite edge rushers that we are used to having. They do not have Trayvon Walker. They do not have those type of guys on this team. So if you're asking me, is Ole Miss going to have success? Yes. Ole Miss is going to be able to score on this defense. Now, flipping to the other side of the ball, Ole Miss's defense, 122nd in rush, 117th in rush success rate. They are mid-80. No, not mid-80. They are 80th in early downs, and they're not good in third downs. Georgia, top 50 in rush. They're 40th in third downs. This, to me, screams control clock, run ball, Georgia way. This screams to me what Georgia did in the third and fourth quarter to Tennessee a couple weeks ago, where they ran it 18 out of 19 plays or something like that over and over and over again, and they tested your will. This, like I said, this is not vintage Georgia, but I promise you they will still try and assert their dominance here. I think if Ole Miss gets the ball first, Georgia has to get a stop to get this crowd into it. I think the crowd has to play a huge factor in this game. This is Trinidad Chambliss' first start as a road SEC quarterback. I think that Ole Miss will get theirs. I think Georgia can get theirs. I think this is closer than people expect, especially with a point spread this high. I think Ole Miss is a good football team. I think we've seen that. Everyone points to the Wazoo score from last week. You really think that they planned for Washington State? No. They've been planning for Georgia for 3 weeks. So I think Georgia does win. But I think it's a dogfight. I think it's high scoring. I think Ole Miss covers, but I am not going to predict Ole Miss to win.
So this is funny. Neutral site projections of talking about where these two teams stand right now on a neutral field. If this is played anywhere other than Sanford Stadium. I have the spread at literally a pick 'em. Count in Sanford Stadium. I'm probably only accounting 2 points. 3,
really?
if that, for Sanford. This is going to be really close. I already have the over posted. I think this is probably the easiest over bet that we're ever going to see with how these teams are in terms of tempo. There's offensive advantages on both sides of the ball, and it's not really a factor at all. Both quarterbacks legit might have like 300 each with 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, whatever. And honestly, I think Chambliss might even make some plays on his feet. I think both QBs could. They both have the ability to, of course. That might open up a ton, honestly, in terms of the play sheets on both sides. This is going to be a game where Lane's got to trust his guy. He's got to know who he's got. And honestly, I don't think they have an issue here. I think that they give them what you said. I think they give them a fight, a run for their money. This is a different Ole Miss team that we've seen in recent years. They dog walked them in their own stadium last year. They haven't beat Georgia and Stanford since the 90s. It's hard to say if they win. I would have loved just to say it for the soul of the podcast that they do it and that they just win it outright and prove me wrong, because I didn't have them as a top 15 team after the next like 3 weeks, whatever. But the spread is just too much for me. It's not worth a touchdown. To me, this has got to be at a 3.5 to a 4.5 range. And honestly, I'd probably still take Ole Miss there. But yeah, I'll take the Rebs. I think that they cover this 7-point spread. I think this is probably a 3 to 4 point game, if that. And then I think we see a really high scoring game where both teams are easily touching 30 plus. I think Georgia's team total is a good play. Ole Miss team total is a good play. I already have the full game over at 53. I don't know what it's at now. I think 54. It's probably, I'd still probably play to like 55 for a decent price.
If you could get the hook of 55.5, I would still take it.
I think outside of I don't know. I think it's.
I'll be joining you. I'll be joining you.
I'm thinking like a 34-31 game. Honestly, that's my ideal situation, my scenario. I just think it's just too much.
Yeah, I'd say like 31-27. I think that's probably where I'd go.
All right, dude just always has to one-up me with like a 2-point difference. It's crazy.
65 is a lot.
Well, somebody actually projects the point total 12 points higher than what it is.
Go to the next game.
Because they're okay. We're going into Arizona for this one, and we have another Big 12 implication week. Shocker. Big 12's been just all over it this year. I absolutely love this. If I go to the model, let's find it. So Arizona State's at home for this one. They're taking on Texas Tech, one of the probably the best Big 12 team that we've seen thus far. They are. It's not. I don't think it's very close in my opinion. There's a very large gap between 1 and 2 for them. But they find themselves going into a trap in Tempe. This spread, I don't know what it's at the top of my head. I don't have it pulled up in front of me. What do we got? 7. We're at a touchdown. We're at a touchdown. All right. So that changes a little bit. I have this pretty lopsided in my opinion. According to the model, I'm probably going to go against my model and say this is a lot closer than what people think. But in terms of like just going again on the rankings portion of it, there's a little bit more that's going into this than what people think, because both very, very good defenses. You have a total that's sitting at 51.5. To me, this is more so going to be relying on the offense of Texas Tech and how healthy or how good to go Levitt actually is than what people say they are. But the rankings in this one, like if you put that on a neutral field, this is probably a 2-possession game going Tech's way. But the grit And the way that Kenny Dillingham just gets these guys to play in these kind of games, I just don't know if they actually do beat them by a touchdown. It's hard for me to get there. I don't have a play. If anything, I would play Arizona State anything over a touchdown if Levitt plays. And that's a very, very slight lean. I don't even like it, but if I had to, I mean, their defense is unreal. It's top 5 in several categories, several of them. Morton hasn't exactly been the healthiest guy in the world either. I know he had some injury issues in the Kansas game as well, where he sat out for the rest of the game. It was also because they were up like 30 at the time. But I just don't know if I can really get there at buying over a touchdown. And I will gladly be wrong here and eat my words if Texas Tech blows them out of the water like they have done almost everybody else. Because yes, I do have them to win the Big 12. But to me, this is the game. Like, this is the prove it game. Like, how good are you? Because they got Utah and they got Dampier and they ran it up on them as well. But this is, and it's probably, the spread is high for a reason. This is a very, very, very good football team, regardless of who's playing quarterback for Arizona State. And if it's Jeff Sims, this number is way higher than what it is. Obviously, this is like touching 13. This is touching 14, maybe 15, 16. Honestly, genuinely, like this team is it. I'm very happy with where they're at, but this is the game where, this is the game where they got to prove it to me personally. Slight lean again. I'm not playing it. Anything over a touchdown, though, I'd probably gun to my head take Arizona State. But I don't like that at all. I don't like that bet, but I just can't play Texas Tech over a touchdown right now.
I have 4 words. Tech by a million. No. Especially if Sam Levitt doesn't play. You can just go ahead. I would put all my money on Texas Tech. All of it. And even at 7.5 right now with Levitt playing, I mean, we have no idea how healthy he will be into this game. From what I've heard, it's an ankle, and he hurt it on Friday of last week. So, not a huge fan. If he's not mobile and able to use his legs, I think Arizona State's screwed anyways. They can just key in on Tyson and key on this run game from Brown and Udo. So yeah, no, I 100% think it's Texas Tech or nothing. The number doesn't even matter to me.
It's just, there's the one thing that I'm looking into is mainly the market, and it sounds cliche, but this opened 10 plus, didn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
and it's moved down like a lot. Like, we're down to 7. Obviously, that's a whole field goal, but yet bets and handle 60-40, 70-30 on going to Tech. Yes, that is more than likely because of the Levitt news. But then again, I can't justify taking or not fading a trendy dog in that kind of state. I like it above a touchdown. That's it. 6.5, go ahead and put Tech on the board for me. I'll take it. But outside of that, no.
We move to your favorite game of the day. Number 20, USC at number 13, Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana. 7:30 Eastern kick, 6:30 Central. Notre Dame is currently favored by 9.5. The total sitting at a high 61.5. If this is the last time this rivalry is played for a while, I think we're in for a good one. Looking at the numbers here, I mean, I could read these USC offense numbers. I don't think I need to. They're really good. They are the best offense in the country. That is weighted to who they've played as well. Best offense in the country. Some things you don't know about Notre Dame, more than likely, if you haven't watched a ton of them. They are outside of the top 50 in both pass and rush EPA. Worse in rush EPA, surprisingly. I definitely thought it would be the other way around. Success rate, They're not higher than 62nd. They are not higher than 68th in third downs or early downs. On this side of the ball, it comes down to USC and Jade Mayava not turning the ball over like he did last year with the 2 pick sixes. And I think it comes down to Leonard Moore. If Leonard Moore can shut down half of the field, that takes a lot of what USC is going to attempt to do out of question. Because he's going against the second best receiver in football, Mekhi Lemon.
I don't even think it's crazy to say the first.
No, I'm not going to put him over Jeremiah Smith. No. Anyways, that battle's going to be fun. If he's going to travel with him all game, super fun, especially if they go man. If he doesn't travel, I'm expecting him to travel. With your corners, I assume he's going to travel. So, can USC run the ball effectively, especially to start the game? Because if they can, and they can take some of this crowd out of this, I like the chances. On the opposite side, Notre Dame's offense, wagon. They have been very good. CJ Carr, best freshman quarterback in the country. They are top. That's not crazy.
No.
They are efficient in every category. They're efficient in every category. The one thing that surprises me, not exceptional rushing the ball so far this year, which does surprise me. I think this is going to come down to Jeremiah Love. And I hate saying it because I feel like I say it every time we talk about Notre Dame. But USC's defense is 127th in rush EPA success rate. They're 69th, nice, in EPA per rush. I think this is Jadarian Price, and I think this is Jeremiah Love. They have to set the tone early, and then I think after that becomes the CJ Carr play actions, comes the CJ Carr pushing the ball downfield, which in fact gives it back to Jeremiah Love for the 60-yard runs. I know what you have in this game because we've already talked about it, and I can't get there. I think Notre Dame wins by double digits. I will take Notre Dame to win and cover. I don't think USC can stop them offensively, and I don't fully trust Maeva yet on the road. I saw him at Illinois. I saw him last year. I have seen Lincoln Riley in different time zones. I know 9.5 is a lot, but I can't get there. 1 and 2 can't.
All right. Let's rewind. 2024. This is the last game of the season. You're in the Coliseum. Notre Dame is 1 win away from the college football playoff, and it's a must win. First of all, again, last year, Notre Dame's offense pretty much won them the game and played unbelievable throughout the entirety of it. But Mayava was also the quarterback back then as well. Did pass for 300 plus, but also managed to throw 2 fourth quarter picks.
Sixes.
Correct. And yeah, that pretty much lost them the game because those were our only points scored in the fourth quarter, were both pick sixes. We know this guy. We've seen him before. Same secondary, minus literally one guy, and that's Xavier Watts, which is one of the pick sixes, obviously. Now, as a fan, I've looked into this game more times than I probably should have, an unhealthy amount, because I'm like, there's no way that we actually blow the doors off, right? Like, there's just no way, right? You get Purdue and Chris Ash speed dial, everybody's calling for the guy to be fired. Absolute wake-up call, because all of a sudden you have Arkansas, you have Boise State, 2 top 10 offenses, elite by any means necessary. People think that we're going to be in a dogfight with them. Notre Dame blows them out by 40 in their home stadium against Arkansas, against Taylor Green, against the sneaky Heisman contender that a lot of people had. Then you get Madsen. You get one of the better. You get arguably the best running back room in the group of 5. Absolutely shut them down. They hold them to 7 points in the entire game. They scored on the second drive, and they didn't get past the midfield a single time after the fact. NC State, CJ Bailey, also a very good quarterback, not necessarily in terms of a ranking good offense, still talented. Also hold them to 7 points. This defense is slowly improving. So I'm not going to rely on the rankings entirely just yet because I've seen these last 3 games, There's a vast difference the way that this team was playing from Purdue to Arkansas to Boise State to NC State. And it's nuts. The offense hasn't missed a beat. They never have. I'm not worried about that. What a lot of people don't know and what's a lot of under the radar under this game is why the spread it is what it is because USC just lost both running backs in a span of a week. Wayman Jordan just underwent surgery. He's out for the season. Eli Sanders, who was the backup at the time, was also going to miss the rest of the season, who also got hurt versus Michigan last week. So now they find themselves with a walk-on. And Brian Jackson also is still questionable. I know he played in the Michigan game, but he was listed as out on the injury report, so that was a hefty fine to USC. I know Harry Dalton is on the roster. I know he returned to practice. That's a freshman. But as of right now, from what I've heard, I heard it's a walk-on that is going to be their guy. Now, the thing is, Mayav is probably going to throw 60 times on Saturday, and it's not going to shock me. But here's the thing. This rivalry, the spread, this is ridiculous. Here comes the line. This is 10 points we're talking about on my end. I don't see us winning by 10 points. I took USC to cover. I think Notre Dame does win. However, justifying 10 points just because of our offense is not enough for me. This is probably Carr's toughest test since week 2. So it's been a while since you've seen a decently high-powered defense. Boise State wasn't really anything to be ashamed of. NC State wasn't anything to be afraid of. Arkansas had one of the worst defenses in the country heading into that week. And yeah, like I said, I want to say it relies on the running game, but God knows if I know because we don't even use them half the time, apparently. I took USC plus 10. I like the over in a way, but only on a USC team total angle. It's 61 right now. I don't know what the team total is at off the top of my head. I bet I can find it real fast though. Right now, their USC is sitting at 25. 24 points. To put into perspective what this team has been doing the last season, 73, 59, 33, 45, 32, 31. They're not even close to that team total. And all of a sudden, they're getting a pretty decently bad defense now in Notre Dame. I can't justify 10 points. So I think this is a lot closer than what people think it is. This is a rivalry game. This is going to be a really, really fun game. Should have been there. I'm really upset that I'm not going to. But yeah, I took USC plus 10.5, or sorry, plus 10 flat on MGM. That was upon the opener, roughly ish. I know that was kind of hitting plus 10 a couple weeks back, maybe a week or 2 ago. But I was able to get the 10 flat. It looks like at this rate that it's going to hit that number again. But 70-30 on the handle and bets for USC, and the line's just going up to Notre Dame again. So alarms are sounding. So I'll take my chances with it. But again, Notre Dame to cover, USC to cover, Notre Dame to win.
Yeah, it's a fair point. My whole reasoning is watching this defense become better, over the past 3-4 weeks. Like, there was a serious problem in those first 2 games, but they were also playing elite teams from what we've seen now. So I I think the number is high. I could 100% see this being a 7-point game throughout most of it, and then unlucky turnover or turnover USC way, and Notre Dame goes down, scores a touchdown late, kind of thing. But I do get it. I do think there are a lot of points scored, so I like the USC team total over. I would like Notre Dame's team total over. So yes, agree with both of those.
And this is weird. I don't like doing both of our teams back to back like this. Who made this schedule?
I don't know who did. Who did this?
We're gonna go into T-Town. And for those of you with a calendar, if you can count your Saturdays, this upcoming Saturday, it happens to be the third Saturday in October. We have none other than probably the greatest rivalry, one of the greatest rivalries in the conference, much less the country. This feels like a rivalry week now because you have USC, Notre Dame, you have Tennessee, Alabama. There's some sneaky ones in here. You have the Holy War. This is a really good weekend.
Yeah.
So they find themselves, after beating them last year in Neyland, and all of a sudden you have Alabama at 8.5 in a night game at Bryant-Denny, where they hope to be singing Tennessee's song, Dixieland Delight, by the way. Making that known now. I'll keep this short, sweet, and simple. I'm a Kentucky fan in basketball. I've always loved Kentucky. I'm Kentucky basketball and Notre Dame football guy. I hate Tennessee. I despise these guys. I can't stand them. But there's one day out of the year of 365 days where I'm like, you know what? And by God, it's the third Saturday. I'm taking the 9.5. I think this is a fight. I'm not putting it past Joey. I'm trusting this guy. The numbers are there. This offense has just been unbelievable. And I want to say I like the over here. But Tennessee's defense, I don't know who's available. I'm going to probably let you talk about that part. I don't know if Jermon's there yet. I don't know if the other guys are. But going to the offensive type of numbers, I mean, they've been astounding. They haven't really missed a beat. I like them in the pass game a lot. They've been very successful. Even on the ground, I don't know. I think Bishop went down last week as well, but I don't really know his status. Bama's defense, again, like we've pretty much said for the last couple of weeks, they have not impressed me enough. I don't really trust them to stop anybody, much less this offense with this wide receiver caliber that they have. And then even on Tennessee's defensive side, they're not the rankings aren't good. They have the talent to do so, but it's a rivalry game, and these guys are going to play a completely different team than they usually do. Like it's just what it is during this kind of rivalry game. But yeah, Tennessee 9.5. I think this is probably closer to 3 or 4 again, similar to that Georgia Ole Miss game. I just think that's the play. That's the play there. It's not. This is a vibes play. This is, I don't know, but yeah, it's Tennessee.
I do have a question. So if Tennessee makes that kick against Georgia and everything else stays the same, what do you think the spread's at?
I'd say 4-3.
So it's the same team. They just missed one kick, and we bumped the spread up potentially 4 points. 3-4 points. Right? Yeah, totally. So, yes, huge rivalry game. I talked about this on the recap that came out Monday night. Heupel kind of owns Alabama in first halves. He's 3-1 to winning the first half and covering the number. I'm going to be playing that later. I took Tennessee at 9.5. To break it down to, how this game could be played, how it probably will be played. I don't know how many of you have seen the Jeremy Bernard interview of how Tennessee's defense has gaping holes everywhere, and they're going to be able to throw all over them, and they're going to throw for 500 million yards, and Ty Simpson's going to win the Heisman on Saturday. They're going to crown him right there. This Bama offense is very good. Ty Simpson's probably the best quarterback in the SEC. Probably the best quarterback in the country as of right now, personally. Like, they're really good. The thing that concerns me if I'm an Alabama fan are a couple things. Offensively, can't run the ball. Jam Miller, probably not playing in concussion protocol. So I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball very efficiently, even with Tennessee not having a great run defense. These two best defensive tackles returned last week against Arkansas. You saw Tennessee change things schematically against Arkansas. Yes, they let up 31 points, but it was 5 scoring drives of over 9 plays. They basically told Arkansas, you are not going to hit an explosive play. We are going to play zone. We're going to let you do whatever you want 7 yards and in. You have to beat us like that. And Arkansas, to their credit, almost did it. Do I think Alabama can do that? Absolutely. 100%. I think Ty Simpson can dice this defense up through the pass. Tennessee is going to have to limit early downs. They're going to have to stop the run. They're going to have to get Ty Simpson in 3rd and 6 and longer so that you can let Joshua Josephs, Caleb Herring, Tyree West, and Jordan Ross to go after Ty Simpson and go get the football. I don't know if you guys listen to the Film Guy Network, but he did a great job today talking about how Tim Banks is basically the defensive coordinator for Tennessee, has basically just said, I'm going to give my guys 12 different chances from when Bama gets the ball to if they score a touchdown to make a play. Whether that's the edge rushers, whether it's Colton Hood, whether it's Boo Carter, And when it comes to the other side of the football, Jermon McCoy probably is not playing. Ricky Gibson, I already know, is not playing. So they're going to have the same guys playing out there that they had last week. Tennessee's offense, I don't know what some of these national media types are looking at. I mean, where in these statistics is Bama stopping Tennessee? 42nd in EPA per pass for Bama, 74th in EPA per rush, 68th in early down EPA, 48th in third downs. They have a good success rate against the pass, 29th, but they don't get pressure. They're bottom. They're 108th, I think, in sacks. Tennessee, top 15 in every category. They've played Mississippi State, Arkansas, Syracuse. Georgia. Yeah, not elite defenses, but I'm more scared of Georgia's defense than I have of Bama's. I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's a playmaker defensively other than JT Overton on that defense. So if you're asking me, Joey Aguilar gets 3 to 4 seconds every play, and Tennessee's hitting run explosives, I don't see why this spread's 8.5. I think Bama wins. We haven't beaten Bama in Tuscaloosa since 2003. I'm not picking them to beat them. Not going to do it. I do think this is a one-possession game. The entire game. I could see Tennessee jumping out early. I could see Bama fighting back, kind of how they have done all year. And I think it's just a really close game and a really great rivalry game. I'm going to take Tennessee to cover. I've already placed the 9.5 at open. I would take it at 8.5. I'd take it at 7.5. I will take Alabama to win a close one before they head to South Carolina.
I think so. Even though my projection only shows like a half point of value, I can't see myself to think that this is even less than a touchdown. Like last week, Alabama versus Missouri, it showed us exactly why. Like Missouri they actually posted 55% post-game win expectancy, and then they outperformed Bama in terms of explosiveness. In my opinion, from what I've seen at least, the difference came from the havoc. Alabama obviously had it. Missouri could not generate it. I think that dynamic kind of shifts because Tennessee protects a lot better, but they also create a ton more of their own explosive plays. Third in the SEC in plays of 20 plus and 30 plus. Aguilar is coming off probably the best outing of the year against Georgia, which, like you said, to your point, was probably a much better defense than Alabama. And it's the toughest one that he's faced by far.
I mean, I'd rather go against Kirby Smart. I mean, I'd rather like Kirby Smart's the best in-game adjuster. Like,
Right,
I don't want to go against Kirby Smart. I'd much rather go against Womack.
Yeah.
Like Womack has great games and then he has terrible games.
Right.
So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
The only thing keeping me from betting Tennessee money line is the secondary. Like, that's genuinely it. If they have their guys, I'm not scared to bet them on the money line in this kind of case. Their offensive profile, though, it's balanced, it's efficient. We know what they can do, and they just match up again. They match up a ton better versus their biggest strengths, and even then, their biggest strengths still cannot hold them. If they just limit the backfield chaos, if they continue with the explosive plays, they're going to stay well within a touchdown. And yeah, I do think that they, like you said, I think they grounded another win strictly because of the wide receiver room that Bama's got right now. I just don't think I'm confident enough in the young room of Tennessee right now. But their ability to stretch the field, it's going Tennessee's way, and it's very generous. But yeah, this is just too high of a number for me to get to personally.
Yeah, and Bishop is healthy. He's good. He'll play.
Good. Even better than.
All right. We'll move to the other side of Alabama. We're going to go to Auburn, into Jordan Hare. We're going to see number 16 Missouri off the loss at home to Alabama go in to Alabama now and play Auburn. 7:45 Eastern, 6:45 Central. Missouri currently a 1.5 point favorite. Total sitting at 43.5. Auburn, what do we do with you? What do we do? We saw the game last week, and we saw Auburn outplay Georgia and lose because they got unlucky again. And it makes me question if Auburn is just an unlucky program right now, and if they are just allergic to winning, because it's what it seems right now, which is unfortunate. I think that Missouri is going to come in pissed off because I think they know they should have won that game last week. I think they want to give a statement here. And Auburn's defense is 100th in EPA per pass. It's good it's good everywhere else, but Bo Perbula and those wide receivers are going to have a field day. And then on the other side, Jackson Arnold's the quarterback. And until he's not the quarterback, I'm never taking Auburn to win. I won't do it, and I haven't yet this year. I'm going to keep with that train. Missouri gets it done here. I just cannot. I can't pick Jackson Arnold, and I can't pick Hugh Freeze. The opening script last week was awesome. 10-0. Should have been 17-0. The rest of the game, nothing. If I'm going to get that again, which Missouri's defense is better than Georgia's, Missouri's offense is better than Georgia's, Missouri as a whole is a better team than Georgia outside of their head coach, I have to take Missouri. So I would take Missouri. I would also probably take Auburn's under team total. We're going to disagree here, I think.
Unfortunately. Only because Cade got a bad number. If I would have waited, I would probably have nothing yet. I'd probably have nothing at all, in my opinion. I'm in a bad situation because I got Auburn when they were favorites. I have them at -1.5. Granted, it's decent.
Have fun with that.
Decent price, but I'm very, very, very upset about it. Because right now, as it looks, it's projecting that Missouri gets up to a field goal, and I'm going to miss that. Probably. And I can't really buy back on it now, so it is what it is. Here's the thing. My model has Missouri covering in 70% of simulations.
Mm-hmm.
But Auburn very much so should have won last week, as we have discussed in our recap. They have arguably should have won against Oklahoma. They have gotten an incredibly unlucky draw in officiating of this year. They have 3 straight losses. They are not only in a do spot, but they are in a must-win spot. They are in a save your coach spot right now. This is what this is right now. The only thing that's tracking me off is them being flat out dead and them just going, you know what? Screw this guy. Let's just end it here and get him out of here.
That was going to be my question. Do they even care to show up?
And it's not a crazy ask. I mean, it's nothing insane. I mean, Missouri should be very dang well proud about how they played last week.
But I also think they're pissed off.
For that matter,
especially Bo Perbula.
I would be too.
I bet
very
Bo's
much so.
Pissed.
Here's the thing. Nd-Usc has his last road SEC victory was Mississippi State last year.
Dub.
But the last time that he beat an SP Plus top 30 team, it's only happened twice. And the teams are questionable. Do you know? Off the top of your head, maybe? No? We're going back 3 years. 2 and 3 years.
Is this South Carolina?
One of them is 2022 South Carolina when they were 25th.
If you get this one,
I'm going to be pissed.
It's how far back is it?
2 years.
It was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? It's no. Is it A&M?
No, it's Kentucky.
Dang it! That was the first thought I had, and then I didn't think Kentucky was top 30.
So they're 2. Yeah, it's his only time of beating a top 30 team in SP Plus on the road. So, truth is, and people are saying that this roster is better than the 2023 roster. And if this is truly their most talented roster, then as of now, like, there's obviously no playoff seeding, of course, involved in this, but I think it's going to be a much tougher game than some might think it should be. But absolutely a game that Missouri should win if they're operating at their full capacity. Right now, given my number, it's very hard to justify that Auburn actually does this. Here's the thing. If you're eliminating Cam Coleman, you have already won the game.
Especially with Alston getting kicked off the team.
Absolutely. Like,
which BS by the way. That's a Hugh Freeze master class.
I don't even know.
Terrible. From everything I've heard, that's terrible.
The thing is, he can make these secondaries look stupid and rip off of a rare explosive play if he wants to. That's going to depend on Arnold if he can actually get him the ball. But as we know, that's Missouri's kryptonite this year so far. Auburn knows that they're good at passing, but like they're doing this weird thing. Hugh Freeze is doing this weird thing where they only run the ball strategically, and they have middling run rates and standard downs, one of the lowest run rates and passing downs. Why? Like, literally why? I don't know. And the thing, like, if Auburn isn't gaining yards on the ground, they don't really have much going for them. Like, if you're holding this team to under 50% rush success rate, done. They're done for. Like, that's it. So just stop the run. That's pretty much it. Just stop the run, eliminate Cam Coleman. They have Ahmad Hardy. They have Bo. They're going to unleash havoc, unleash hell on this Auburn defense. And I got a bad number. I genuinely would not be surprised if Auburn loses this by a lot more than what we think they are. I don't feel good about what I have, and I really wish that I was off of it at this point. But it is what it is.
It's just hard to back that team right now.
It's very hard.
It's just hard. I do want to make a quick note before we move on to the next game. I just received a text.
Oh no.
So have you seen the reports about Billy?
Yeah. No. No.
No, he
No.
didn't.
No.
He didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
Oh
But
my god.
do you remember after the USF game when we did the recap and I said he would get fired after Mississippi State?
It's this weekend.
That's this weekend.
This is it.
So that legendary call if it comes true. Just wanted to put that out there with the reports that have been going on about the AD meeting with big boosters, which I do before we move on. It's our last game. So before we do that, if you're letting that get leaked, just fire him. Like, come on. What are we doing?
What are we waiting? Yeah.
Like, you're just letting the Florida players just have to think about that instead of thinking about the game they're about to play. I think that's just criminal to that roster. But if it is Billy's last dance here, that would be a very funny call there. Anyways, we'll move on. I believe you have last.
I'll take it. Yeah, oh my god, what a shift. I will try to continue because that's insane. Sorry.
Would be insane.
Yeah, we have the Holy War, which again, going back, feels like a miniature rivalry week was what we got here. And by God, this is going to be one of the best rivalry games that we have probably ever seen in this series. Oh my God. BYU, severely underrated team this year so far in college football. A lot of people have counted these people out. Including myself. I still don't think that they might be there. However, we have them at a field goal. We have them at a hook of a field goal. Too high. Give me the Cougs. So, Bachmeier, this running back room specifically, nothing short of impressive. They're, I don't want to say elite, but they're very, 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 very good. I like them in an explosive play standpoint. I think they can generate them. But from the ground, I mean, even their defense in that matter, there's too much going on here. And Utah, simply put, I don't think they're on the same level right now. It seems like they cannot just win this kind of game yet. I don't know what it is. They're just not there yet. And it's the way that they looked against Tech, the way that they looked against, oh my God, I'm blanking. Even last week, even against Arizona State. I mean, they still had Jeff Sims. It's Jeff Sims. The dude's like 35. It doesn't matter anymore. I think BYU got lucky in the win against Colorado. And I don't know, man. I can't back Utah. I cannot back Utah on this spot. Knowing there's a field goal difference between the two, I have it flipped. I have Utah borderline around the field goal. I moneyline Utah. I took the 3.5. And I think we're agreeing on this one. I see that smile. I see that. Yeah.
So I do think BYU has some advantages. I think Chase Roberts is one of them because this Utah secondary is very inflated, in my opinion. I don't think the secondary is that good. I think they've played a lot of teams that cannot throw the ball. We saw it against Texas Tech. Kind of got eaten up. And then you look at their defense rushing, it's terrible. 86th in EPA per rush. That's terrible. And you look at BYU, who's 17th in rush, 23rd in success rate. I think this kind of comes down when BYU's on offense to third downs because they're both really close third down wise. I think whoever can get off or if BYU is going to be able to sustain drives, I think that goes BYU's way for sure. And then Utah gets up. If Utah can get off the field, I think that helps the Utah offense. For me to pick Utah against a team that is better or at the same level as them, because basically this point spread is saying they would be a pick 'em. I have to see more from the passing game offensively before I can pick them. I just think against good teams, they're going to become one dimensional. As much as I love Whittingham, Sataki is a damn good coach. And the things he's done with the group and rosters he's had over the past couple years is very impressive. We all called Jake Retzlaff fraud last year, and he went and won, 10 games with him? And now he's got a true freshman quarterback wearing number 47, and they're 6-0. I don't care how they look. They win games. Give me BYU plus 3.5. Give me BYU outright. Go Cougs. Put them on the board.
We will, safe to say, never mind. I was going to say something a little bit outlandish. I'm going to refrain. It's okay. Other than that, it looks like the boys are going soaking. I don't know where Dylan's at.
What? Thought you said you weren't saying anything outlandish.
I didn't. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. I'm going to. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that'll do it. Another preview.
Good Lord.
Peace. No. No, we got a loaded slate. I'm ready for this weekend. This is going to be a good one.
Anything else you got?
I don't really think so. I mean, everything else is going to be posted. I'm honest to God, I'm not even done betting.
I'm not either. I got to still look.
We have a multitude of games. I have a multitude of leans that I'm pretty much on the brink of betting. I'm waiting on numbers as we speak. I have alerts posted and everything like that. So the moment that these come across, expect to see I wouldn't be shocked if you guys are seeing my notification for action pop up another maybe 8 times. Honestly, I have 11 alerts right now. I don't know if I'm going to get there on all 11, obviously, but if they do, just putting that out there, it's going to be there.
Yep. And then plays will be agrees and solo plays will be posted on Action Hammer Time _pod Friday night, more than likely. Maybe Friday during the day. Depends on Dylan and when he can get his plays posted. But they will 100% be posted before Saturday since no morning huddle. So they will be posted to give you guys enough time to bet the lines that we have. And hopefully you guys can also ask any questions you guys need to ask in the Discord, on Twitter, in DMs, everywhere. Links are in bio, everywhere.
Simple as that. Take us home. Why not?
Give us a rate, give us a like, give us a sub. Tell your friends, tell your mom. Take your mom's phone. Press follow on Hammer Time Pod on Spotify.
Do moms bet? Are moms sharp?
Hey, check us out on YouTube. Maybe your little brother watches a lot of YouTube. Go ahead and press that follow button. Give them something to watch.
Yeah, nobody cares about Fortnite anymore. Start them early. Get them involved in the models. Let the kid explore.
Yeah, exactly. Let him spend his hard-earned chore money on BYU plus 3.5. Okay.
Said, Dad, if I win BYU plus 3.5, I'm getting that Lego.
Yeah, he's getting all the Legos, and then he's going to the casino and putting it on black.
And then we're doubling it. Please gamble responsibly.
Yes, responsible gamer ad run through, please.
That'll do it. We'll see you guys next week on Monday or Tuesday for the recap, and hopefully we're green again. And other than that, tomorrow, Rithmm Rundown, Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, and we will see you next week. Peace, blessings, love you guys, best community in the world. Shout out Rithmm, blah, 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 other stuff. See ya.